Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see class 8 chapter number 11 from the science, and the name of the chapter is Human Body and Organ System. In this two parts already we have covered up for the chapter, and today this one is a third part of the video from this particular chapter. In the first two parts, already we have studied about the respiration, respiratory system, blood circulatory system, human heart, and the different blood vessels, their structures. Then already we studied about the blood and the blood cells. In that we studied about the RBCs, WBCs, then the plasma of the blood, platelets. These things already we have covered up in a previous videos. Along with that, the functions of blood also we have covered up. So in this video, we are going to talk about the human blood groups. As we know that the human body contains the connective tissue, which we call as a blood, which supplies the oxygen to the entire body and each and every cell of the body. This particular blood, or the human blood, when we talk about, is mainly divided into a groups called as A, B, AB, and O. It's already mentioned over here as A, B, AB, and O. Besides this, there are two more types, that is the Rh negative and Rh positive of each of these four groups. Thus, in all, 8 blood groups are formed. Examples like A with the Rh positive and A with the Rh negative. So, like this, we have overall 8 blood groups. Now, whenever a person gets wound, or in an emergency case like an accident, if the person loses a large amount of the blood, then in that case the external blood is infused in a body. But is the blood is directly infused in a body? Then the answer is no. Why? Because there are certain rules which we have to follow related with the blood. Rules in the sense, the medical rules, like the any kind of a blood cannot be infused to the person with any blood group. Blood group should match, or certain other criteria should be properly screened while infusing or transfusing the blood. The, the first thing is the blood can be transferred to the same group, or the other thing that we will see in the other part of this, like blood donors, the person who donates the blood, and the receiver, when I will use that, will mean is for the person who is receiving or taking the blood. Now, in this particular case, like if I am talking about the person who's having a blood group A, can accept a blood from A negative. A negative means A with a Rh factor as a negative. The person can take a blood from O also. O can donate a blood to the all groups but accept only from O group. And that's why O is called as the universal donor. And on a similar basis, AB can accept a blood from all the three groups, that is A, B, O. And along with that, AB also means from everyone, AB can accept a blood group. That's why AB is a universal recipient or the receiver. So that things they have mentioned over here, you can see the person of the blood group O can donate the blood to the person having any other blood group, whereas the person with the AB blood group can receive the blood from the person with any other blood group. Hence, person of a blood group O is called as universal donor, and the person with the blood group AB is called as the universal recipient. Now, this is about the transfer or the donating or the accepting the blood. Now, where these things are taking place or from where the bloods can be taken. So, there are the blood banks. Like we have the banks, the physical banks for the money. Same way we have the blood banks. Blood is collected in blood banks by specific method. It's not like they just collected and stored. So it's what in a specific methods the blood components are separated and they are stored, and when it is needed it's given to the needful person or the patients. Further is when we talk about the further part, as the blood groups are hereditary and depend upon the genes inherited from parents. Genes inherited from the parents. Blood transfusion is performed only after the blood group matching. If the blood group is matching or it can be transferred, then only the blood is transferred. Otherwise, if the wrong blood group is transferred to the person or the patient, then that may be a fatal, that may be a dangerous for the life of a patient. Further is the next is a blood pressure. Each and every person is having a blood pressure. Generally, when we take the name blood pressure, then what comes in our mind is a disease called as a high blood pressure or the low blood pressure. But it's not like that. Each and every person is having a blood pressure, and that is because of the heart is pumping up blood. So blood which is present in a body, and if human is alive, then there will be a blood pressure. And if this blood pressure is in a moderate range, no issue. But if it is below the moderate range or above the moderate range, then it's called as the low blood pressure and the high blood pressure respectively. Now here, when we talk about the blood pressure, then the normal or the healthy person is having 120 by 80 mm. Now the question comes, what is this 120 by 80? Now, when heart pumps blood into the body, when heart pumps the blood into the body, it comes with a high pressure, and the pressure of that is 120. When this blood gets distributed in the body or circulated in the body, that time when the second wave or the second pulse of the blood comes from the heart, that time the first lot of the blood is pushed back into the veins, and due to this pressure the veins, the blood which goes into the veins going towards the heart. So one directly from the heart to the body means in the arteries where oxygenated blood is present. That is the 120. And the 80 what? That blood exerts a pressure on the walls of the veins. That is the 80. Two pressure, the one which heart exerts or the blood from the heart exerts, and the another one is the 80, that is the lower one. And the names they have given over here is the systolic and the diastolic pressure. The pressure recorded during the contraction of the heart is called as the systolic pressure, and that one recorded during relaxation is called as the diastolic pressure. So these two pressures, the systolic and the diastolic pressures, are nothing but the 120 by 80 mm of mercury. It is measured with the help of a sphygmomanometer. Read it carefully, sphygmomanometer. So this is a device which is used to measure the blood pressure. Now if we don't have this 120 by 80 in the person and it is above to it, then that can be referred as the, or that can be noted as the hypertension or the high blood pressure. Further, you can see over here they have given is normal blood pressure, primary hypertension, hypertension stage 1 and the hypertension stage 2. So 90 to 1919 is nothing but the systolic, and between 60 to 79 is the diastolic pressure. Primary hypertension 120 to 139 and 80 to 89. And systolic pressure in the case of the hypertension stage 1, it is between 140 to 159. And diastolic is a 90 to 99. Same way, the hypertension stage 2 is a 160 mm or more than that, and diastolic pressure is 100 or above to it. Further, that is the A, B, and O blood groups were discovered by the Karl Landsteiner in 1900. So this you can note as an extra information. And he won Nobel Prize of 1930 for this discovery. Blood group AB was discovered by the De Castello and Sturley in 1902. Hematology, branch of medical science that deals with the study of blood, hematopoietic organs and blood diseases, is called as the hematology. Research of diagnosis and remedies of blood diseases is also performed in this branch. Now, the further is, in this particular chapter, they have given one small activity, that is visit a clinic nearby your place and collect information about measurement of BP, or means the blood pressure, with the help of a blood pressure apparatus. If you have your family doctor, then you can visit and just learn about how to measure the blood pressure or how to handle the blood pressure apparatus. So this is all about the chapter we have, and in a coming video we will see some more things from the chapter, means the exercise, and we can have the next chapter as well. So this is all about this chapter, chapter number 11, and your activity for today is to make a note of a human blood group, and along with that, the one activity which already I had given, that how to handle the blood pressure apparatus. So this is the activity, and in a coming video we will see the exercise from the chapter.